I had one of you guys ask me recently, what's the best financial advice I ever received? Well, here it is. Okay, so what's the best financial advice I've ever received for myself? I've had hundreds, if not thousands of people bringing up their own financial advice. Heck, some of you guys have even tried to give me financial advice too. Appreciate some of it. Some of you guys are great. Some of you guys, go back to the drawing board. Let's see what works. But I want to give you the financial advice I think are the most impactful ones for me, the top 3 that has changed my life forever when it came to my money. I'm going to share that with you right now. Okay, what are the best pieces of financial advice I was given, right? And I really put some thought into this. You know, like a lot of times I can just wing this stuff, but I really wanted to be serious with you because there's a lot of advice and a lot of different tips and things I've learned over the years that have worked really well. But I wanted to find the ones that were the most impactful that wouldn't turn this into like a 40-minute video for you or a podcast basically, right? And so here's a top 3 I would suggest. So number 1, and this is actually advice I got from my dad. And no, it wasn't, I can't afford this. We think money grows on trees. I'm not made of money, you know? Like, no, that's not the advice I took, right? Or I gave up this Corvette for you kids, and now I go to therapy because of it. No, that's not it. The best advice I ever got from my dad was actually when I was going through a divorce. I was going through a divorce, and I was tight on money, and I felt bad. I was even like trying to see if I could borrow money from him or something like that. And I was really depressed. I felt demasculated. I felt horrible. And even though my dad is like, if you've watched these other videos here on Money Ripples, and if you haven't, be sure to subscribe. But if you know my dad, he was like this cheap son of a gun, right? He never, if I ever asked for money, it was not an easy thing. Like I did not like to do it. And what shocked me was the advice he gave me. Because I was so worried. I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna make it. I'm probably gonna have to work some overtime hours just to try to make ends meet in the meantime. And he said, Chris, it's just money. Never in my life thought I'd hear that out of his mouth. The guy that's like, you can't afford anything, stop it, I don't want to spend money, right? Save it all. No, I don't know why my dad sounds like this professional wrestler. He was not that much. He looked more like Fred Flintstone, okay? Not like a Bam Bam Bigelow or something like that, or Hulk Hogan, like, yeah, brother, money doesn't mean anything. No, he wasn't like that, right? Like my dad was like, no, it's just money. Don't worry about it. And I think that's some of the best financial advice you could have as well, because really, I mean, think about it. Like some of us get so worked up about money. We get so stressed, even about the perception that we may or may not lose money. We get so stressed out about it. But it's just money. Money can be made. And that's what he told me. He's like, money can be made, Chris. Like it's fine. You just make more of it. Now I get it. That's finite to some level, right? At some point you're dead. You won't make more of it. But it got me to relax enough to just kind of get a level head, get back under, and yeah, I survived it just fine. I came out of it just fine. So I would say the first piece of advice I'd give you is, it's just money. You can always make more of it. And number 2, now this one won't shock for many of you if you've been part of this channel for a while, but the thing that shifted for me was really after going from financial advisor, where I was really a broke financial advisor. I was a financial broker, because I was broker than you are, right? But I was a financial advisor telling people how to make money long term. But then the shift started to happen when, even though I read Rich Dad Poor Dad, it never sunk in until I met guys that were actually living it. Guys that were in like real estate investing and doing stuff. So like when I started to realize there's a shift in perspective, and this was big for me, is that I was always that accumulation mentality, right? You just save and save and save and save, squirrel it away for someday, and then you can live on less than the interest, right? Just take out your piddly amount so you don't run out of money too soon, so you don't outlive your money, right? All those things, right? So I'm gonna pull off my 3%. It was that accumulation theory where I found out really when it comes to real financial freedom, it's not about how much you accumulate. And I could tell you this for a fact because there's so many of you that maybe even watching this right now might even have hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars saved up. And you're saying, I'm not financially free, right? Well, that was true for me. And then that's what I found out is that it's not about that. Passive income, having income coming in. Income is the key. Income creates freedom. This is where cash flow creates freedom. So like you see on my shirt here, right? I love passive income. It's true because passive income is the key to financial freedom. How do I have money coming in that where my money's working harder for me, so I don't have to work so hard for that money? And when I realized it was always about the income, that the stress wasn't about how much money you have, because someone could have $1 million in their bank account, but if they had no income coming from that $1 million, they would still have some stress. But if you knew that $1 million was paying you, say, $10,000 a month, would you stress as much? Of course not. What if it wasn't $1 million? What if it's $500,000 still paying you $10,000 a month? Would you be stressing, oh, I didn't save enough? No, you say, I'm getting $10,000 a month. I've got my bills paid for. I'm good, right? That was my big epiphany, is I had to break that free of the financial advisor mentality I had of accumulating and compounding interest, the eighth wonder of the world, and all that kind of dumb stuff that we taught. And instead of being in it for the long haul, it's figuring out what can I do to create income right now. Now, I can still accumulate money, yes, but that money is used to generate passive income to then compound my income, not compound my interest. That is the big difference. That's why I've had so many of you, especially, coming in from these videos, coming in from our podcast, which you should also listen to, by the way. It's on the same channel. But you guys are coming in saying, I'm one of those people you just said. I'm the Dave Ramsey poster child. I was saving all my money. I even paid off all my debt. I even am debt-free on my mortgage. It's just not enough. I need something more. That's why you need the passive income. You wouldn't care about your mortgage payment if you knew you had $20,000 a month coming in to pay your $2,000 a month mortgage payment, would you? You wouldn't care. You'd say, I'm good. Now you would care if that money stopped, but if you felt more confident and secure, knowing that that money's gonna come in, whether you do anything or not, right? Even better, if you're like, hey, I'm working because I want to, not because I have to, and all that money I'm making in my job is just bonus, and it's helping me build up my income even faster, cool. Much different life than just try to pack it away in a 401k where you take that money away from your family, take away from your life, and you don't ever get to see it again as long as you live to at least age 60, right? No, you can actually enjoy that life now. Your wife can actually thank you now saying, hey, we have income coming in. Thank you for not putting away for the next 40 years in your crappy 401k that I never get to see and you never even asked me permission for. That's the difference. All right, for the last one, I want to say the best for last, right? This is the one that changed everything. And it wasn't so much just from an investing standpoint, although I use it here too, but it actually is what helped me make millions of dollars in business. Even when I worked for other people, it's worked across the board in any economy, in any period of time, all the time. And that's this. And this is something I also learned when I was starting to break into this new world, which was dollars follow value created. Dollars follow value. Dollars follow the value that you create for other people. See, understand that when I first got into the working world, and even when I was a financial advisor, I thought if you want to make more money, if you want to become rich, you either got lucky, like you got in the right time, or you did something really well, or you screwed somebody over, right? Like somehow you're this rich person that screwed people over because they're the villains. I mean, watch any movie, it's always the rich people, right? When in truth, the rich people are usually not the villains, they're usually the good guys, creating lots of jobs, creating a lot of value for people in their lives. There's no doubt why Jeff Bezos is one of the richest men in the world, depending on the day. Him and Elon Musk are fighting it out, right? But Jeff Bezos being the richest man, it wasn't because he screwed people over. I'm not saying he was an angel by any means, right? I'm not saying that. But he actually created a service that we all value. And the fact that you can order something and like in the middle of the night and literally the next morning, it's on your doorstep. I mean, guys, that's like freaking Star Trek type sci-fi for us, right? I mean, okay, Star Trek sci-fi would be like, you know, like beams and all that kind of stuff. That would be kind of cool. But we're not there yet. But he got us to the next best thing, that we can literally have stuff showing up on our doorstep in no time at all. That's amazing. That's why he's rich, because he created value for us and we were willing to pay for that value through Amazon to do that kind of thing. Not to mention he created a whole shopping central network for us. I mean, he's put out malls out of business. Literally, there's just Amazon and the whole movement of online shopping has put malls out of business to move into this next phase. That's what it's about, guys. It's not about screwing people over, shutting business down. That's not the point. The point is, how do you create value for people? I've had several clients, I said, listen, just go ask your employer, what can I do to add value or do something for you in the company that would earn me a raise, that would merit a raise? And then they would tell them, I said, great, go do that. And then they get a raise. It's magical, but so few people do it. Same thing in business. Business owners have a perfect laboratory to do this every day. The whole reason I create this, the reason I'm doing these free videos for you, not free for me, but free for you, is because I know it can teach you and lead you to the point where we can serve you better. And the great thing is that our clients that pay us still make more money than what they pay us. But because they make more money, they're also excited about it and tell other clients about it. And that just keeps growing and going. And allows my ripple effect, hence the name Money Ripples, allows my ripple effect to ripple and bless more lives. That's what it's all about. The more profit I have, the more value I create, the more I can do things like this to create more value for you. If you just internalize nothing else in your life but that one thing, that would change your life financially forever. Dollars follow the value you create for other people. Look for ways to solve problems, serve people, or add value in a way that money is just a natural byproduct. That's how you do it. It's not about having money to make money. That's nice, but it's really about how do you get the money in the first place, create a lot of freaking value for people around you. It's not just a great way to make money, it's a great way to live your life. Now, if you guys thought this video was great, go ahead, subscribe to this channel. There's way more here, especially if you want to figure out ways to create more passive income right here.